Hi. So I've just experienced what feels like a moment of I don't know if you'd quite call it rest or soothing, but it's just a moment of ultimately a relaxation to the nerves, and ultimately from the nerves to the body and mind, and from the body and mind to my entire life. When you run on your body and mind, when you run on nerves as an ultimate, and after a matter of time, if you do it for long enough, so if you do it for a few days, as is probably the case in this instance, when rest finally returns, it's like your entire life almost changes before your eyes. It's like stepping out of one moving into another. It's just that surreal how much we can be what we think is ourselves, and ultimately we're just circumstance of the past. Once we get into that place, it's like, God knows, am I going to come back to myself ever? Am I going to come back to myself in an hour, a day, a few days? Because what puts us in that place is distress, is panic, is not knowing how to deal with the situation, is our ignorance. It's our childhood is ignorance. That's our child, man. That's what happens to us. That's what children in adult bodies look like when they don't know what to do. And I've not really been able to sit or lie or walk for a few days, and it can get to you. And what it is, as you can see, I'm a bit at an angle because I'm sitting on my chair at an angle, and I've been trying all the different angles for days now. And no angle, no matter what, however I sit or lie, there's any rest. And I finally, I don't know if I stumbled. I think I stumbled it or tried it. I sat on my phone by accident, and it was just in the right place where I thought, let me try this. And I put my phone on its side, so it's resting like that on a surface, and the other side is resting on my hip bone, because that's what's taking the brunt of the. Sorry, it was the final thing that pushed me over the limit from human to erratic child, and I've put it on my hip. I don't know if it's your hip bone, but I'm sitting on it anyway, on the bone, on top of it like that. So that's where my bottom is sitting on top of the phone, and I'm having to just rotate it and rock the joint as the pain comes. So I'm rocking the pain slowly from being a disturbance, and it's allowed for a moment of ease from a really insane few days. I was really affected yesterday, and to be honest, I think it was the day before, sorry, really affected. And my uncle, who I've disowned my whole fucking family, and life keeps humbling me. And in that place where I find myself alone in the world, and I'm in distress, and I'm a child, And I know my dad is the culprit, was the ultimate culprit for all my distress, for my mental health. He's the one who instigated the troubles in that direction, and they've been so serious to whatever I could have imagined as life problems before. I've sentenced my dad to a life in an afterlife of just like being the devil as well as my father. And as a result of my father doing that to me, and my father really is just like the figurehead of the family, so my father's wishes to me are just further acted out by my family. So for that reason, after my father's action to me, I disowned my whole family. And I disowned my uncle a long time ago, and life's humbled me 2-3 times now where I've been in a situation where I'm like, fuck it. I'm holding any grudges is just not where it's at when you're in pain to life, and you have to seek all avenues, but you don't forget the pain, you don't forget the reality. And in that place, I contacted members of my family. I've got back in touch with them, disowned them again, and it's a constant merry-go-round and comedy show from the perspective of life and a person and character, and holding any real grudges in the world, having something about you as a man, ability to hold your pain and be your pain and live your pain in relation to other people. But if more pain gets put in front of you, what you're gonna do? Are you gonna suffer more pain because of other people? Or are you gonna be a human, be a child, be sensible, be wise? There's a word I'm looking for that I want to put fucking in front of, and I can't think. It will come to me in a second. Be a fucking... Be fucking real. I don't know if that was the word I've forgotten, but be fucking real with life, with yourself. That... What am I doing hurting myself more when I just don't want to hurt? Doesn't make sense, does it? And if life puts the right scenarios in front of you, if you've ever watched the movie, what's it called? Silence, I think it was. Silence? It's about the Christian, with the guy from Highlander, the Scottish actor, Liam Neeson. He's in it, and it's about some Christians that go to Japan to spread the gospel, and it just basically shows them how the Japanese broke them in terms of torture and everything, and how they never really forgot their Christian, or they learned the way to live with it. Because you don't forget who you are, you don't forget your past, you don't forget your religion. But you've got to fucking... But it's not even you've got to. They were put through torture to get their mind straight, to show them, fuck me, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? In other words, to bring them to the present moment. And in the present moment, they were being tortured. And what they wanted was for them to step on what they prized most in this world, and that was a Bible. And they wouldn't do it, and they wouldn't do it. And if that's their religion, that's understandable. So it's asking you, in the present moment, how much am I this thing that I know of my past, that I've been taught of this world, that I'm prepared to put myself through pain? And it was a Japanese man that had been converted to Christianity, and it was really funny because he was like a child, you know, like a kid, and he was following one of the priests, one of the people, one of the lead actors, the Christians, and he'd been converted and he believed in Christianity, but he was so fickle. He was so fickle about it. It was like any challenge that really mattered in terms of life, he'd be like a little kid and run away if it meant being fickle towards this new found religion he'd been taught and he'd lived his life by. But it meant nothing to him in terms of life, because that's why he was living by Christianity, for his life, to improve his life. But what the fuck is he going to do to make himself suffer untold amounts and make his life worse when he's trying to make his life better? I didn't plan any of this. It was just to make a live stream in this place of remote rest, and this is where I've gone. But either way, I called my auntie because I called my auntie first yesterday, and because she's the one family member I'm in contact with at the moment, because the way I read life, and the last time life humbled me, it was like, right, which family member am I going to get in contact with this time? And it turned out to be my auntie. I don't give a fuck if it's my sister, my uncle. I prioritise them in terms of of practicalities each time. I laugh, and I'm absolutely serious, and it's deadly serious. Deadly's life. It's for my life. And I hate them all. I hate them all first in my mind, but I know their goodness behind whatever insanity led to my dad instigating this torment for me. And I know my dad's love for me matches that torment. In other words, I know my dad, through his love for me, was prepared to make me suffer out of love, ultimately. For me, in the present moment, to my mind, that's incomprehensible. I mean, I know it. I know it because I know his love. But in reality, I can't fathom it. I can't fathom how he would put me through this torture. And I'm left I'm not left pondering. I presume one day I'll find out, or when I die, it will all be revealed. But until then, I can't explain it. And as a result, I know the love my family have for me. And again, know the amount they're prepared to make me suffer each time out of love. And I can't understand it. But life has said this is the game. This is the scenario. And I'm saying, well, right, fuck it. I'm hurting too much to argue. So I called my auntie, and for whatever reason, it was a call round the family, a call, ring round the houses, so to speak, and she got in touch with my uncle, and well, I mean, every offer that came to me, I was like, yes, yes, whatever, please help. And the first thing was, should I call my sister? Should I call your sister? And my sister's the biggest culprit in terms of just everyday perception of family members. Thereafter, my dad's responsibility to my suffering. And my sister's the first in line, so she's the biggest devil alive. She's probably the one I love the most. If the reality of why this has ever taken place comes to light in my life, and I see balance, and in that balance I can breathe that love again on any level. I mean, it would ultimately, the torture I've been in, I can't foresee how I would just forgive. It might happen, but until then, it's my past, and I've been tortured as a result of my family. So I don't know. I don't know if love can be tainted, but I believe it might be tainted when I breathe it again, if I breathe it again. So for her to offer to contact my sister, the normal thing would be, is there nobody else? That would have been the first response, but I was in so much pain. Yes, yes, whatever. And in honesty, it was like, I believe my sister's the one that's torturing me right now. I believe she's the one that's making me suffer what I'm suffering right now, and this is the worst suffering I've experienced yet. So it's almost like, yes, please call my sister and tell her what I'm fucking going through, so she can fucking feel bad and stop. But that's what it was like, a division between yes, I'm in fucking agony, anything, and yes, please call my fucking sister and tell her what a fucking cunt she is, so she can fucking maybe remember what it means to be alive and a human being, and consider stopping. And today I've got the mind games again from her. She's transferred £1,000 into my bank account that I don't know. I've not had the chance to contact her in all the fucking madness of today. I need to send her an email now. But I spoke to her briefly the other day, and in that place I'm humbled, I'm bollockless, I'm like a little child. And the question came, arose. In that place, I'm totally honest. There's nothing to hide. I can be a person to my past that I've been tortured, and just be humbled to the present moment that I'm speaking to you as my fucking living God, praying that you apply mercy to me in my life. And for that reason, I will be absolutely true to you. And I just go by conditioning. I know how to be polite. And I know the contradictions between how much my sister loves me and is prepared to make me suffer. And I just rest in between that place. And the question came to me, how do you want to go forward? It was something like that, but the question arose, how do you want to go forward with our relationship? I'll contact you. And I basically said to her, Eleanor, it's as per the email I sent you last. I don't want to know you. I only want to know you to resolve matters, to share, to resolve the matters that between us for the family home, so it can be split equally. obviously it's not obviously, but she's living that she has intentions of moving into what's now been split into 2 flats, and therefore she needs to purchase my share of the property. And this is all my dad's creation now, I'm saying it. I've not thought about it before. But my dad was so fucked in his head. He's so fucking clever. It's ridiculous, my dad. He annoyed me so fucking much. It's like someone you'll never be able to get control of. And the way the flats have been divided, the house has been divided, it's like she's legally allowed to rent it, but it can't be sold. So I can't just sell the 1 flat and be off. I'm locked into this game of my sister being a god now. So I said to her, look, I'm in communication with you to resolve anything that needs to be resolved to get my share of what's called Normanshire, which is the road the house is on, and have Normanshire sold or my share come to me. I can't have a relationship with you. And I said to her on the phone, it's as per the email. But every so often life humbles me. And I call my family in panic. So just expect those calls every so often. It's an insane life, man. It's just like, I almost want to look back and like laugh, like it's over, like it's just been a big fucking joke. Because when I speak about it, it's just so ridiculous. Because I'm in tune with how much I love my family, how much they love me, and that's what's making me smile on any level. But I can't forget for 1 fucking second my life, and my life is right here in front of me. And their love isn't quite as tangible as knocking on a bit of steel that is my wall. So, you know, I'm fickle. I'm a prostitute to pain, and in turn, life. No, I'll leave it there. And it's Christmas tomorrow. Sure, we'll be speaking on a live stream there. Bye.